Welcome everybody to Sin City Living. My name is Jason and I'll be bringing you today's episode. As always, please hit those like and subscribe buttons. We have a ton of content for you guys coming out every single week, every single day generally. Occasionally miss a day like I did during the rodeo that is still ongoing right now. And I hope all of our patrons out there are appreciating the patron-only exclusive videos we're putting out with the Dice class, putting one out every couple of weeks. And if you're curious about that, go ahead and check the description down below. Once I get this whole live stream thing figured out, I'm probably going to do a live stream on the patron site as well. One on the regular site, one on the patron site. I do have the new computer for it. Theoretically, I have everything ready. I'm just so busy currently with this rodeo. And one of our fans asked a question a little while back about ways to tip us, to show appreciation to us without having to sign up as one of our patrons. And at the time we did not have any way of doing it, but I have managed now to get us signed up with a site called Buy Me a Coffee. As I'm sure some of you guys have noticed from some of our videos, Louie and I are both pretty heavy coffee drinkers. So if you're curious about that as well, go ahead and check down below in the description as well. We would definitely appreciate any cups of coffee you're willing to pick up for us. And don't forget to email us with any strategies, questions, suggestions, anything at all. We love shooting those videos for you guys. I actually haven't gotten a new email in about 2 weeks. And also, don't forget, anybody that may be interested in one of the small Sin City Living neons that we have, just email us that as well, sincitylivingLV@gmail.com. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and get into today's episode. So for today's video, I want to go over a strategy that was emailed to me. This one is coming from Brad, kind of a modification of one of our other strategies. Thank you for the coffee, by the way, Brad. Today was Bones Coffee, which is one of my wife's favorites. She found it online. She orders various packages from them all the time. It's really good coffee. And his strategy, like I said, it's kind of a variation. It's sort of a variation on the marching soldier. So let's see here. He even says this is kind of one of those just kind of fun strategies. This isn't a I'm going to break the bank strategy, or I'm just going for it and you know trying to kill it strategy. It's a pretty basic strategy, just for fun. You know, low risk, high reward, but definitely harder to hit. So I'm not going to do the usual breakdown of you know how strong or how weak this is, because he even admits that it's not that strong of a strategy. It's a fun strategy. That's what it is. Kind of like the marching soldier. I mean, you guys know that strategy is not going to hit very often, but when it does, it's awesome. But it's not hitting most of the time. However, it's really cheap to play. This one is similar, but it gives you a little bit more. You spend a little bit more to get into it, but it gives you a little bit more opportunity to actually play. With the marching soldier, most of the time, you're sitting there watching. I mean, you're starting on the 4 or the 10, and there's plenty of rolls that neither one of those will ever hit. Or you'll hit one of them, it'll march over to the next number, and you're just waiting, and you know, plus having to hit the 4 or the 10 to finish it off. I mean, a lot of times you're just watching. So, although I will say that it would have hit today on at least one of the rolls I saw. So this one, he does it on sister, so the payout is also going to be lower, but again, your frequency of hitting is going to be higher. So there's a couple different ways that you can do it. You could do, we're going to say we're on a $15 minimum bet table, okay? You can do either 36 action, or you can do 30 action, depending on which direction you wish to go. So, you know, we just kind of pick a random number. Does not matter what the point is. Point is 10. Okay, so we're going to start off with the 36 action. So we start off with an $18 6 and an $18 8. Pretty simple. And if you've watched The Marching Soldier, you can kind of make a guess where we're going from this. As something hits, it just moves on down the line, moves on down the road. So again, the payouts are a little bit smaller, but you have much higher frequency of hitting, especially starting this way. 6 and 8s are much more likely to hit. And then 5 and 9s, of course, are much more likely to hit. Then you've got the go for broke, shot in the dark, going for the 4 or 10. They hit, they just don't hit with the same frequency. So what would happen? Well, let's look at the 6. So let's say the 6 hits. Well, that pays $21, but since we're going to basically parlay everything over, we're going to go ahead and pay it $25 for 5. And then that gives us $35. Now, what I would recommend is $36. You do $36 over to the 5. Do 36 bucks over to the 5. Now, if you really wanted to, this 36 is going to pay you $50, okay? If you really wanted to, 3 pays 4. So you could actually parlay the entire bet, and then this is going to pay you $54, and then you could use that on the rest of your parlay. So either one that you want to do. So we'll look at parlaying the entire thing. Okay. So again, 35 pays 49. This 4 will pay you 5. So it's going to pay you $54. All right. So if the 5 hits, we pay 55 for 5. Now this time you can parlay that if you'd like or not. Up to you. So you're going to parlay over $90. You could parlay 93. Again, entirely up to you. At this point, you are a buy, so it's really not that difficult. And you're looking at a $4 or $5 vig, pretty much no matter what. Some places may charge you 4 for this. Most are going to charge you 5. If you add the ones to it, you're definitely going to get charged 5. Usually we say, try and keep the bet simple, but once you get into the buy area, then it's just doubling up the bet, so it's really not a difficult payout. So if we parlay the whole thing up to $93, that would pay you $186 minus the $5 vig, so you would receive $181. Nope, forgot that. You would receive $181. Now, at this point, you take it down. You always want to take the marching soldier down once it hits. So at this point, you have made $274. $274 for marching down the 3 points. If you really wanted to, you could always march it back. Up to you. Up to you. And of course, the same thing would happen with the 8 if you marched that one on down. Now, let's take a look at what may happen if you started it the other direction. Again, I would probably, if I was playing this, I'd probably start with the 6 and 8, but you never know. Maybe I get a wild hair up there and decide to start down here. So I do 30 action and just do the 4 and the 10. So how are they going to pay? This can get kind of iffy. Some places this is a buy, some places it is not. We'll pretend it's not a buy, okay? So that 15 will pay you $27. So you get 27 bucks. Right? If you parlay the entire thing over to the 5, you get a $40 5. This 2 is not really going to help you out a whole lot, so just keep the 2 bucks, okay? So what does a $40 5 pay? Well, $40 5 pays you 56. If you parlay the entire thing, $96. You get a $96 6. So what does a $96 6 pay? $112. Okay? Since we're coming down, I'm actually going to pay it $127 for 15, just for a little bit less as far as coloring up goes. And now, since we came down, we have $208. So you make a little bit less coming this direction. Now, why is that? Because the numbers that pay the most actually have the least amount on them coming in this direction. When you're starting here and going this way, you're getting more and more money onto these. Now, on the 5, not so much. You actually have less money onto it. But once you get to the 4, you have more money than that $15, and the 4 pays you the best. You get into a buy, which is double, then, of course, minus your vig. So there you go. Interesting little variation to the marching soldier. Whether or not you actually want to try it, entirely up to you. Again, this is not a break the bank, gonna kill it strategy. This is just a fun little strategy. Maybe you're on a budget. Maybe you're just trying to kill time. Maybe you've got an hour that you want to kill on the tables before you go catch a movie, or or go hit your bowling league or a poker tournament or something like that. I've had plenty of times where I hit the tables just trying to kill an hour, so I wasn't looking to break the bank or break the bank roll. Something like this, 36 bucks, 30 bucks buy in every single roll. You still have at least 2 numbers going. Someone invested into the roll. You got something to cheer for, something to root for, get your drinks, socialize, have some fun. Why not? So thank you very, very much, Brad, for sending this to me. And I hope all of you guys enjoy it. Or at least find it interesting, enlightening, illuminating, or at least just plain fun. Thank you once again, everybody, for watching. We appreciate you all. We'll catch you next time. Bye now. So, As I promised, I wanted to go over very briefly our upcoming attempts at a third test live stream. So what's happened so far? The first test live stream just flat didn't work. The problem that I had was was an equipment problem. I had an equipment problem in that the equipment that I was using to translate the camera into streamable video to the computer required a better USB port than the computer I was using at the time. So that one just flat failed because it would not translate into the computer. The computer would not pick it up, would not read it, so I wasn't able to live stream it. So then, as I was looking through, because I'm a little bit of a tech head, as I was looking through all of my other stuff, because I do have 4 laptops here and 3 computers, I did find one that actually did have the newer style USB port. Unfortunately, it was actually my oldest laptop, but I figured, what the heck, let me give it a shot. What's the worst that can happen? And this time around, when I fired everything up, the video was actually translating onto the computer, so things were looking better. But then when I attempted to live stream, the computer was not powerful enough to be able to translate it and then upload it sufficiently. So it basically just uploaded a blank screen for the live stream. So what I am going to have to do is, and I'm already looking into all of my options, I'm going to upgrade my computer so I can add, what, a 7th, 8th computer to my household. And I'm going to go much, much higher, and I'm going to get a computer that is far more than I need for this, far, far, far more powerful than I need for this. That way, any future upgrades that I may do, the computer will be able to handle it. So unfortunately, this computer is going to cost me about 25% more, about 25% of what I've already laid out in all the equipment for this channel. So it wasn't something I could just instantly buy. I'm probably looking at Black Friday or Cyber Monday. So hopefully I have it within the next couple of weeks, and then I'll do another test live stream and see if I can go from there. So I will definitely do at least one weekly live stream on our Patreon because they're the ones that are really helping us get this computer. And the other equipment that I'm going to get, because I figure if I'm buying the computer, I might as well buy the most high-end capture cards and things along those lines, get everything as good as possible, and then hopefully eventually get a better microphone for you guys. So yeah, that's where we stand on the live stream. As soon as I have the computer and I do the test, which will be in a few weeks, like I said, I've got to order it in a week or two, then I have to wait for it to ship. Plus we have probably the biggest event of the year coming up, the NFR National Finals Rodeo. So I'm basically working 2 weeks straight, as is my wife. So not going to have a whole lot of time. But once we get all that under control, then we'll figure out. There's been some schedule changes to myself, some schedule changes to my wife, and some upcoming schedule changes to my wife as well. So hopefully we can get all the scheduling figured out so I know when I'll be able to live stream as well. My initial plan of Thursdays at 6 o'clock is already out the window. I'm at work at that point now. So we will get it all figured out, and we will let you guys know, I promise. And otherwise, I hope you guys have found this interesting, enlightening, illuminating, or at least just plain fun. And we will catch you guys next time. Bye now.